Hi, I'm Natalie from Alan Carr's Easy Way, and today I'm joined by Jackie. Jackie is an Alan Carr quit alcohol success story and also a member of AIA Vitality program. Jackie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Welcome.
Um, I believe you are now a happy non-drinker after attending Alan Carr's Easy Way seminar.
Yeah, I really am. It's amazing. I'm loving it. It's really cool.
Uh, just tell me a bit. When did you attend the program?
I attended the program. It was the end of January. Yeah.
So we're now in June. So you've now just what, sort of just 5 months into
Months.
it.
Yeah.
And how's it been for you?
Surprisingly easy. I actually stopped drinking a week before the program, and I just wanted something else to put in the toolbox, just to give myself a little bit more confidence in stopping drinking. And I've actually found it really easy. I gave myself a date a long way out. I decided in about October that I was going to stop drinking after the festive season. And that, I think, giving myself that opportunity to visualize myself as being a non drinker after that day made things a lot simpler as well. And having done Dry July last year too certainly helped. I kind of prepared myself and enjoyed that month of not drinking, and it found it pretty easy at that point too. But then went back into drinking on a social basis. Um, but yeah, Alan Carr, it just made so much sense. I was ready to listen, and it really resonated with a lot of things I was actually already thinking, but put it into layman's terms, and it was biteable sizes of information. The seminar itself sounded really daunting. It's 6 hours, but
Yeah.
it flew. That whole day flew. It was just a simple. I didn't feel like I was sitting in front of the laptop listening to a guy rambling on. It was so valuable.
So you did it, you did the online version rather
Yes.
than being in the room. Did you find that, obviously you found that effective then, the fact it's
Yeah.
worked for you.
Yeah.
So
And
it
the
wasn't,
small group, I think there was seven or eight of us in the group. You didn't, it sounds a bit cliche, you didn't really feel like you were on the computer. You'd sort of felt like you were in the room.
yeah.
Horton, who took the seminar, was just really personable, spoke from experience. Everyone was really open in their experiences as well and contributed to the different things that we were talking about. And it really didn't feel like 6 hours. That was quite surprising.
So it kind of flew by then.
Yeah, yeah, it really did.
Was there, so for you to sign up to do this, I mean, so our seminars are provided free of charge for AIA Vitality members, which is
Yeah.
amazing. Was there a point in your life? I know you mentioned you did Dry July and you'd already stopped for a little while anyway. Was there like a turning point in your life where you kind of felt, okay, this is a problem for me now. I want to be rid of alcohol, or was it just about getting healthier, or was it really about more than that?
Um, I think it was an amalgamation of a whole lot of things, actually. Um, I'd always been a big drinker, like blackout binge drinking, can't fly in one wing, bottle of wine's not enough, you know, excessive drinking, binging. Probably, I think waking up in the morning and not remembering what had happened the night before, asking my partner if I had dinner, things like that. And the anxiety that I was actually waking up with in the morning was the clincher. I didn't like that feeling. And I think it just grew, it snowballed and got to a point where I just went, I don't need it. I actually don't need that in my life. I had a lot of other really cool things going on. I've got teenage boys. I don't want them to see their mum in that situation or feeling not 100%. So, yeah, I think it was just an amalgamation of several things. And health too. I like being healthy. I eat well, I exercise. The booze just was against that whole ideology. So,
Yeah.
looking back, it was actually a no brainer, but it just took me time to get in that headspace to accept it. And now, 5 months down the track, I feel like the monkey's off my back. I really do. It's been that constant problem since I had my first alcoholic drink at the age of 13. So,
So
get
without
rid of
giving away
it.
too much, how many years of drinking was that?
Just a couple, Natalie. I'm not going to do the math, but we'll just go around 30.
Yeah, yeah. Was it very much, I mean, I know for me personally, everything around in my life revolved around alcohol with my, you know, social setting and everybody I knew, and it was always alcohol based.
Yeah.
And did you have the feeling, because I did this, I've also done the seminar, Alan Carr's Easy Way for both smoking and alcohol, so I totally relate to your story. Um, did you have any concern? Did you worry? Because I know a lot of people, one of the biggest worries is, you know, how am I going to socialize? How am I going to fit in? And what am I going to do? And did you have those concerns before doing the Alan Carr seminar?
Yeah, I did. I did because all my friends drink, except
Yeah,
for there's one really good friend who she did dry July with me last year as well, and she just continued with it. She didn't go back to the drinking. And we're quite like minded, health wise, exercise wise. We're all about that. But yeah, she stuck with it. But everyone else drinks, and that's
yeah,
everyone knows me as a drinker. Funnily enough, as time's gone on, other people think about it more than I do.
yeah,
So with my non-drinking, and I found that really interesting in the human psyche. Um, simple things like we're going to a rugby test, All Blacks versus Australia for Bledisloe in
oh,
August,
cool.
and there's a big group of us going, and one chap said, "Oh, I've never been to a test match." So I said, "Oh, I've been a few times," and then I'd never thought of it, but he said, "Oh, but this will be the first time you're sober," and I'm like, I hadn't even considered it, but obviously he'd thought about it. A lot of
Yeah,
people think about my non-drinking or don't expect it to be a forever thing. Like they'll say, "Oh, if you're still not drinking by then you'll be able to drive us." But it's like I'm never going to drink again. I don't. Yeah, it's quite interesting. For me, I don't consider it an issue, but other people know me as a drinker, and
have
maybe
other,
that I feel like I'm
yeah,
missing out, but I'm not.
have other people been surprised then at how easy you found this, not just to stop, but to remain stopped?
I guess I did when I gave up smoking long, long, long time ago, nearly 20 years ago, 15-ish years ago. I did the same thing. I just went cold turkey and never went back. So I think that was a good prep too because I knew I could do it. But I think a lot of people knowing how heavily I drink probably are quite surprised that I'm still not drinking.
An interesting point you make, because with smoking, people question why we do it. And when we stop, we get congratulations, well done, good for you. Yet when we stop drinking, people question it like this, what's wrong? I mean, why aren't you
Yeah.
drinking? And then people encourage you to want to drink. And
Mm-hmm.
is that what you've experienced as well?
Oh, you can just have one. Oh, but you'll just
Yeah,
have one, won't you?
yeah.
Oh, but we'll need to celebrate. So you'll need to have a glass of bubbles or, oh, do you reckon, never say never. That's a big thing a lot of people have said. When I say I'll never go back, I'll never say never. But if it was smoking, then like you say, it'd be like, oh no, you'll be fine. You won't go back smoking. But
And it's
yeah,
interesting the point you make. It's sometimes it's actually a bigger issue for the other people rather than us. Like we don't even think, we just don't drink, and we're very happy with that decision. And
yeah,
it's an as you said, a no-brainer. And it's interestingly other people who seem to have the issue with it and want to
yeah.
question it and challenge us and can't quite understand why.
What
I
do you
guess this
mean?
whole concept of happy non-drinker is alien to society, really, or most
It's
sort of
that culture. Yeah, it's drilled
yeah.
into it from such a young age. To go out and socialise, you have to drink. You're not going to have a good time unless you've got a belly full of booze.
Yeah. So how did you feel when you I know you said the seminar kind of flew by. At
Mm.
the beginning, how did you feel? Were you nervous? Were you excited? Were you apprehensive? Did you think it would work, or did you have any kind of
I was excited. I if I'm being perfectly honest, I wasn't really looking forward to 6 hours of sitting in front of the. It was a beautiful sunny day and friends were away at a car show and I was like, I could be doing something else. But I was excited because even though my mindset was really good and, I was determined that's it, I knew that this was going to be such a positive thing. And purely by chance, because I'm quite an avid user of the AIA Vitality app and, all my benefits and points and everything as well. And then one of the benefits was the Alan Carr Easy Way. And I went, I might just add that, and with it being complimentary, I went, absolutely. It was, again, a no-brainer to go and do it.
So had you already heard of Alan Carr's Easy Way method, or was it AIA Vitality that introduced you to it?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
AIA.
really?
Yes, I didn't know anything about it. And then when I started Googling, as you do, I'm a bit of a Google stalker with that sort of thing, smoking came up more than the stop drinking. So, as I dug into it further, it's the same ideology, but it's just the different thing that you're giving up. And I see these
Yeah.
overeating as well. So it's all same, but different.
So really, it was your membership of AIA Vitality that introduced you to Alan Carr's Easy Way, where they, as
Yeah,
you said, offer it. It's free. I mean, it's an amazing deal.
yeah.
So you may not have even found this without your Vitality membership.
And it all just happened at the right time. I guess I was just in that headspace and just looking for, I don't know, because I'd already decided I didn't know anything about Alan Carr Easy Way or anything when I decided I was going to stop drinking months before I actually stopped. And then while looking at my AIA app, I went, no, boom, why not?
So does that make you feel that you've had loads of value from having Vitality membership?
Yep, totally. It's life changing, absolutely life changing. I can say that hand on heart. My life is so, not that it was bad before, but it is next level awesome now. So it's pretty cool.
So in what way? So other than obviously, how has being a non-drinker, how has that positively impacted your life?
I'm the same person all the time. There's none of this being my age, and like I said, I'm not going to do the math. That whole horrible menopause word is rearing its head, and I was starting to feel the effects of perimenopause. Gone. I don't get mood swings. I'm just level, and I wake up every morning feeling great. I don't allow time for hangovers. I don't need to include that in my thought process. I'm healthy. I've lost over 10 kilos of weight. I'm back running. I'm achieving. I'm remembering everything. I'm not anxious. I think my kids are enjoying having their mum the same all the time. I don't have those sad mornings where I don't want to get out of bed. I just want to hang out with them. Everything is just really positive. So positive. There's calm. Everything is very calm.
So the benefits of being a non-drinker are really quite phenomenal.
Oh, unreal. You read the stories or you listen to interviews similar to this, and you're like, but they won't drink like I do, or they're not going through what I'm going through. I think the biggest thing out of the seminar that Horden said was about, you think you need to go home and have a glass of wine to relax, but really you're going to relax. The wine's not the part that makes you relax. It actually makes you less relaxed, because then you're going to get anxious and you're going to get more stress. It's adding to the stress rather than taking it away. And that was one of the big components that, I think about it and I'm like, yeah, you made a whole lot of sense. So it's adding to the stress rather than relaxing.
Did you find in the seminar that some of the content, was it kind of like the first time you'd heard that approach and that way of thinking about it and that methodology? Was it kind of, new to you and a bit of an eye-opener?
Yeah. It made me just think about the nuts and bolts of the whole alcohol and how you're just chasing your tail the whole time. You're never going to get back to what we consider as normal. And that resonated as well. Like you never, no matter how much booze you drink or don't drink in between drinks, you're never going to get back to you.
So who do you think would benefit from attending an Alan Carr quit alcohol seminar?
I'm probably going to rely on the other people that were in the seminar. It was a wide array of people. We had one chap who had tried for a really long time to stop drinking, and he was just super worried that he wouldn't be able to hang out with his mates. That was his big concern. How was he going to hang out with his buddies if he wasn't drinking? Obviously, his friends were all big drinkers too. There was a professional lady who had been to a seminar before, and she just wasn't ready to accept it. So I think there is an element of being ready and having this ready to accept what's being said and putting it into place and making the commitment. But even just to get your mind thinking about it and mulling over what you go through in the seminar, I think that would be a good step. So anyone who's actually realising that they don't need the alcohol, it's not a necessity, and you just don't need it. That's probably my biggest takeaway. It's not something that adds positivity to your life.
That's right. I mean, I think some people have this assumption that you've got to be labelled an, inverted commas, alcoholic or problem drinker to actually use the program. And the reality is, it's for anybody who takes any amount of alcohol. And I think once you realise actually it's a toxic poison that gives you no benefits. And I think a lot of people, anybody listening to this will think, of course there's benefits, but they don't know what you and I know because they haven't sat through 6 hours of Horton.
Yeah.
But once you realise there's actually zero benefits and it's kind of a pointless exercise and that life is a million times better without it, I really think that anybody who has any amount of alcohol in their life would benefit from attending the seminar.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I know you mentioned, sorry.
No, carry on.
Oh, I think you'd mentioned that you've already recommended it to people. Is that correct?
Yeah, I have.
Anybody who's been, signed up yet or made that decision or?
I haven't asked. I've sent them the link and had chats with them both face to face and in emails and everything as well. But as Horton said, don't preach, and I find that really hard because I want people to feel like I do because I can't actually put it into words how good it is not drinking. But yeah, I do find it hard not to preach because I want them to be where I'm at.
Yeah.
But, I've given them the tool. I've given them where to go, something, they can, like I did, add it to their toolbox. If that's what they want to do and they're thinking about it, then here's something you might be interested in.
Yeah, yeah. How has the AIA Vitality program helped you in any other areas in your life in terms of your health and well-being?
Keeps me on the move. I think I was a wee bit sporadic before getting the app. Now I'm keeping track of the days that I'm going for a run or a bike ride or even just the minimal steps a day. It keeps me moving. Tells me when I've had a good sleep or when I haven't. I guess it just talks intimately with my Fitbit. So it's really good, and you get rewarded. So I get heaps of air points. Who doesn't love travelling for free? Yeah. So no, and the Alan Carr Easy Way was, it's paid for itself over again. That's another thing too. How much money have I saved in not drinking? It's not cheap to drink.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Soda Stream's been hammered though. I do love my soda water.
Good old clean fresh water. Can't beat it.
Yeah. It's good. And tea.
Of course. Yes. And you mentioned the Vitality rewards. Was that a sort of a big part, an incentive for you to just having a rewards program incentivize you to, get healthy, remain healthy, get more active?
I think it does. It's that whole acknowledgement thing, isn't it? You know yourself that you're doing right by you, but it's nice, to be rewarded. It's that little, even though not everyone knows I'm doing it. And that's what's nice because I'm not shouting it from the rooftops, but I'm getting a wee payback. It's good.
Yeah. And what would you say to anybody who might be listening, whether if anybody's thinking about joining Vitality or attending an Alan Carr's Easy Way seminar, what advice would you give them?
Oh, just do it. You don't know how good it is until you do it. Even if you do it, one person that I referred the link to, the seminar to, I just said, look, just give Dry July a hoon or Sober October if July doesn't suit. Just take small steps. It doesn't have to be boom, get it done, and that's it for the rest of your existence if you're not ready. Start small. Like last year, it was just Dry July that got the ball rolling, and that was when I realised I didn't need alcohol, and it wasn't a positive inclusion in my life.
So when you stopped for Dry July, why did you then go back to drinking in August?
It was a really poor timing thing. My partner and I and a group of friends flew over to Rarotonga on the 1st of August. So, pina coladas, etc. So, yeah.
So back then, did you still believe there was a benefit or a pleasure to drinking? Did you still have that mindset that drinking is enjoyable, drinking is fun, drinking is essential to be sociable? Is that how you still felt back then?
Yeah.
So really, Dry July becomes like a short term. It's almost like a willpower abstinence rather than it's great. Don't get me wrong. It's a positive step, but it doesn't really change our headspace, does it, to make it a permanent move?
But I think it just enabled me to go and provided that piece of time where I didn't have alcohol and I realised I didn't need it. And I enjoyed it. I actually really liked it. I liked being able to go places, normally, because when you drink it, you think, well, if we go to there, then we'll have to stay there because we can't drive because everyone's going to be drunk. But when you're not drinking, you can go wherever you want. It's amazing. It's a whole sense of freedom, actually. It's unreal.
It's true. The freedom you get from either not smoking or not drinking and not having to worry about it, not having to think about it, not having to plan is actually
Yeah,
quite liberating.
liberating it. I've said quite a few times how liberating it is not drinking. How many things in my life I used to plan around alcohol the day after, or, oh, well, we'll have to, even there was a friend's 40th birthday party and a grandparent's 60th wedding anniversary, both in two very different places. And we thought, oh, we can only go to one. And I'm like, no, I can drive. So it opens up a whole, not a new world, but a better one.
Yeah, there's those little things that you don't think about, which no longer are no longer an issue in how you have to, like you say, getting from A to B and planning and how you're going to get home and all those inconveniences. It just, yeah, for me as well, it's been quite liberating. I'm almost, well, no, not almost. I'm 3 years off the
Oh,
grog now, and
wow, really?
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And also with Alan Carr's Easy Way, well, 20 years off, 20 years of no smoking, 3+ years of no alcohol. And actually, Jackie, it's a relief. It's like a
Yeah.
relief.
Mm.
Like and I still think about it regularly, but not in a desire kind of way, but in a what a relief kind of way. Like the relief that I no longer have to think about that or worry
Yeah.
about that or plan around that or care about, it's just
Recommendations.
not a thing anymore.
Yeah, cool.
So
Oh, that's
yeah,
so good. Good on
thank
you.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. And thank you also for agreeing to have a chat with us today. We really, really appreciate your time. And we're thrilled to have you as another Alan Carr success story and another AIA Vitality success story. So thank you so
Mm,
much, Jackie. It's been lovely chatting with you. Enjoy your non-drinking freedom.
mm.
Uh, make the most of that Vitality membership and get all those rewards. And thanks for coming.
Thank you. Cheers, Natalie.
Thanks, Jackie.
Yeah.
I think we have to wait now.
Yeah. Well, we faked it till we made it. Nice
Yeah.
one.
Was that okay?
Yeah. Well,
We,
that's good.
yeah, I actually haven't done this before either. So I've been on the receiving end doing what you're doing. I've done quite a few,
Oh, good on
being the
you.
receiver, but never actually the person asking the questions. So, um,
It's
yes, thank you
different.
so much for doing this.
Oh,
And
you're welcome. I just hope, it is amazing. Like, as we talked, just how I want everyone else to feel, you know, life has so many more opportunities now. It's just, I don't know.
yeah,
Mm.
and I didn't mention it in the chat, but Vitality New Zealand are the only, we work with Vitality in a few countries.
Yeah.
So not only, so Vitality New Zealand, I should have mentioned this, are the only
You
people
still
in the
can.
world. Uh, well, they're the only company or organisation globally to offer the alcohol seminars. Not just offer them, but offer them for free.
Wow. I
Yeah.
go them. That's pretty
So
cool.
they're amazing and they're
Yeah.
amazing to partner with. But the fact that they've taken that next step and because we partner with Vitality in about 6 countries, but all the other countries just do smoking. And New
Um,
Zealand are the first ones to say, you know what, let's do alcohol as well. So this is why we really wanted to get your story because I want to share this with them so I can say, what they're doing, the decision they've made to offer this
oh,
is
man.
it's life changing.
It is life changing. It so is. And it's such a big part of our culture in New Zealand, and Australia for that matter.
Yeah.
Australians don't go to sleep, they pass out. So they do. So, oh, good on them. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Should have mentioned it when we were doing.
You can still throw it
Never
in.
mind.
We're still being recorded.
I don't know, Nick. Are we recording or?
There you go. Chop and
Okay, we
snip
might
it
have to
in.
get some very clever editing to sort of figure out how that one goes in there. But
Yeah, cool.
what do we do now, Nick? Do I just hit?